Billy D here with another exciting pre-Cal Jam podcast, sponsored by our great friends over at Vox Life. Jay Dollywall stepped to the plate big time this year to help us support our mission to change the direction of this planet. Today we got a very, very special guest, my really good friend, Kevin Jackson. Looks like you're in your house, man.
Yeah, man. This is my crib here.
I love cribs, dude. And you and I hit it off really, really amazing. Ever since I've known you, you've just been, I want to call you like a gentle giant, which is I like to have a little bit of a balance in my lineup at Cal Jam.
Well, thank you. Gentle's good. I like gentle.
Gentle's great.
Quiet, laid back.
Right. But you're taking care of a lot of people, which is, what a lot of us want to emulate, and it's what we need to do to change the direction things are headed. So,
I agree.
I mean, just yesterday was a horrible day, and I kind of, I don't want to get into conspiracy theory, but most conspiracy theories are true. I just look at everything as being kind of a false flag pushing the agenda in certain directions. So what we need to do is we need to get people out of their stupor and get them to wake up to reality, because, man, it's not going to affect me and you as much as it's going to affect these kids that are going to inherit a world from us. So it's our job as chiropractors to reconnect people to their source, remove the interference, allow them to express, but also to think and critically think about the direction that things are headed. So, I don't mean to drop that on you right now, but it's just kind of heavy on my heart what's going on the planet right now.
It's the truth, man. So many people are just disconnected from God, disconnected in their brain. It manifests in all kinds of different ways, dysfunction, killings. It's just sad, And, you hate to theorize that there was some type of mental illness. I don't know the guy in Las Vegas, don't know anything about him, have no right to comment at it at this point.
Right, and I don't either, but...
Yeah, he's just definitely not connected to God in some way.
Well, I think you could go a step deeper, and this is for all my conspiracy theory friends. I don't even think that's the real story, to be honest with you. I think there were probably multiple shooters, just like a lot of the other false flags that we see. Yeah. And I think he was just a Ponzi to be used to push a gun control agenda, which is being pushed by higher up, because they know that this country is the really last big resistance to the machine, and they want to demilitarize the biggest army on the planet, which happens to be the United States of America. And you'll have the whole left-wing group pushing for more and more gun control. That's all this is really about. And it's sad that we have to use human lives to push the agenda, but they don't care about human lives. They care about control. And I won't go any deeper than that for right now. But I think our job is really to bring clarity to people and get them to think and see. I think a lot of people are just numb from drugs, from lack of mental stimulation, from TV sets and a lot of other things. I think it's food. I think it's your water. I think people are vibrating at a lower level. And one of the big things is human posture is being destroyed at the same time, which decreases expression of innate and clarity of thought, and just we need to wake people up. And again, it was just a big day for me yesterday. As far as it was a heavy day. I haven't heard what's up with Tom Petty lately, but I was thinking to myself too, who was the dude's chiropractor? It's right. It's just sad we lose people that young. So, yeah. So how did you? Now tell me your little. So I don't know your story. I know you've had a huge practice for a long time. I've always heard about it. But how did you originally get into chiropractic?
Well, what happened, I'm from Canada originally, and I was in high school and I was working at a gas station. Anyways, I had a cold that wouldn't go away. And so I went to my family doctor, and this is no criticism against family doctors.
No,
but I ended up on
I know. It's just they don't think the same way as us, bro.
Exactly, right. Exactly. So I ended up on some antibiotics. I had an antibiotic reaction, ended up in the hospital, got out of the hospital, was sickly for weeks after that, and it was my dad's chiropractor who invited me in to get adjusted. He said, bring this kid in, if he gets adjusted, he's going to do better. He's going to thrive better. He's going to adapt better. I don't know if he used exactly those terms, but anyways, we started visiting the chiropractor, and I really made a big difference. And in my life, in my sports performance, in my ability to function at school. So it became something very important to me. I played rugby. I ended up getting a scholarship to Life University, and it was that first day of classes where I met Selena. I didn't really have a good idea of exactly what chiropractic was, but the way things worked out, whether it was
Selena
innate
did.
or yes,
I said Selena had a good idea what chiropractic was about.
Oh my gosh! Well, here's the deal.
That was like a blessing for you to meet her, like right off the bat, huh?
First day of classes. She actually she worked in admissions, and I had to bring in all my Canadian transcripts. So we started talking. We were going to study together, and that weekend we went to DE.
Oh,
so
man.
The very first week, yeah, what a stroke of luck for me. I mean, honestly, I went down to the Fountain Blue in Miami, and I got to hear Sigafus and Sid Williams and all the big DE guys that we're both familiar with.
Do you know what year that was? Because I'm trying to think if I was there with you.
Well, it was at the Fountain Blue, and it would have been in, let me see here, 1989 is when I graduated, 4 years prior to that.
Yeah, I don't think I was there yet. I didn't get there till like 1989 in the Fountain. Where was the Fountain Blue? Was that in Atlanta?
That's North Miami.
Oh, North Miami. You know, I went to one in Miami, but I don't think it was 1985, to be honest. I didn't see the light till like probably the late 80s with DE.
Well,
so DE really formed you then.
What's that?
DE really formed you as I mean, how could you go through school and then have DE as a support and not be successful? I mean, that's really what I owe most of my success to. Not only that, but Fred Schofield, as far as helping me get out of my shell a little bit, which I've done quite well, I think.
Yeah, very good with that. Well, here's the deal. Sigafus used to say it's unprincipled not to see volume and be successful. So in other words, if you were lacking in your office with new patients, if you're lacking with income, if you're lacking with success, you might not be as principled as you think you are. Because the natural progression of being principled, of getting people to understand the principle, is they're going to naturally be under care. They're going to stay under care. They're going to do well under care. And they're going to have their family come under care. And they're going to find such value that they'll pay for it. So being principled is a very, very important part of being successful. And, here's the deal. The goal of a principled chiropractor is not to see as many people as possible so he can make money, so he can fund his lifestyle. It's actually the opposite of that. It's the idea of serving as many people as possible just for the sake of serving them. And it's such a wonderful way to practice, and hardly anybody knows about it. We have such a strange culture in chiropractic right now. We have a sales culture in chiropractic where we do our dinners, we do our screenings, and we give them a rendition of what chiropractic is and should be and what wellness is, and then we try to have them sign on the dotted line for X amount of visits. And even though I'm not critical of that, there's an easier way of just teaching people what the principle is and letting them digest it and then letting them decide how they're going to handle it.
And it's probably a lot less stress for the doctor too then.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So that's my big thing that I've stumbled upon somehow in life, is that I was exposed to DE early. Of course, I married Selena. We've been nothing but chiropractic. I have two daughters who are embarking on becoming chiropractors. They know the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, they're in the process. One's still in high school, but she's totally committed. One's just finishing up her bachelor degree. So we're into it, man.
Good. And then, so a lot of the principles that you teach, are they stuff that Jim Sigafus, did you learn it through Jim?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I actually teach and understand came exactly. What happened was, I've known knew Jim for 30 years, Jim Sigafus, and we worked on something called the Higher Grounds together. He had a little seminar project that we did together. But it's one thing to understand what the principle is, the above, down, inside out principle, but it's another thing to acquire the mindset to be able to deliver that principle. And, that's what he was really all about, is getting to the point where you're not doing what you're doing out of greed. You're not trying to get people. People are just naturally coming to you.
Right.
There's nothing to get.
Right. Right.
I'm not trying to fund a lifestyle so I can put my pictures on Facebook so everybody can see how wonderful I am.
Right.
Even though I like Facebook and I put lots of pictures on it, the heart has to be right. And you have to get rid of your greed, your lust, your fear, your confusion. And one of the biggest things that Sig would have us do is just go into the woods and get quiet. In your case, you'd go to the ocean and surf.
Right.
But what you're really doing is you're getting connected with yourself.
Right. Right.
It's so valuable.
And you're getting connected with the universe, I think, as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that's far more important than trying to convince someone to close a deal. And I'm all for that, people signing up for care. But, in our office, what our goal is not to have anybody sign anything up front, not to have any contracts, not to have any financial manipulation of any sort where if you sign up today, we're going to reduce it by this amount.
Right.
I just want you to come in to see me because you understand what chiropractic is.
Right.
No
again,
appointments.
there's 1,000,001 different practice management models out there, and I think people need to select what resonates the most with them.
True.
I know your spirit, I know your energy, and again, I'm probably one of the guys that likes to put people on programs because then they're committed to something that will ultimately change their life. Because I know a lot of times maybe people, they're motivated in the beginning and you get them out of pain and then they're going to quit. But when they've got something more that they're committed to. So I see both sides of the fence. And
absolutely.
I think people are looking for instant gratification in everything in life. They don't want to have to work for anything, including their health. And I know healing is it's a time healing takes time, bro. And again, I think many times by getting them on a program, and again, I don't want to go on. I like your model.
Don't get me wrong either.
Right. And again, that's just your flavor, and that's what's so beautiful about this profession is that there's not like a one way to do it. But what you said is all about your heart and what your desires are. If you're just doing it to sign people up to friggin' support your friggin' bloated lifestyle, then that's wrong. But if you're doing it because you want people committed to a program, and it's never, for me, Jesus, I'm a surfer. I don't need that much money. I've never really ever been driven by money, but I've always known that if I provide service for people and I care about people and ultimately give people back their lives, God's going to take care of me, and He always has. There's always been a roof over my head. I've never gone hungry, and I've had a blessed life, and I'm thankful to God for every day, but I'm also thankful for every day that we still have, and I'm just looking that we've got a big job ahead of us. So tell me, if you can give me a little premonition, what message you're going to bring to Cal Gym, just a brief one, if you have one yet.
I do have one, and it's a philosophical message. And
good.
What I want to do is bring the principle from how I understand it based on the teachings of Sisyphus. Basically, for example, my job as a chiropractor is not to treat your symptoms and conditions. Okay? That's the first philosophical statement. Now, is it wrong if a chiropractor who's listening to this, or if I accidentally take care of someone for low back pain? The answer is, of course not. This is our philosophy. But my job is to as a chiropractor, is not to treat that. I can't do anything about your symptoms. Your symptoms are actually your body's attempt to heal itself. So the principle states is, this is our mission. It's more of a causation. I don't want to do anything about your symptoms. I'm here to get rid of the interference of the expression of life through your nervous system. And my job is to get your body to the point where it can function as God designed it to function. So we're going to take it, and then we're gonna take that message, and we're going to slightly place it into a format that's going to allow the listener to go home on Monday and change how he might deliver things. And like I said, the mindset is the big idea for me. the mindset of how you're going to approach these things. And that's what I'm going to try and do, is show people exactly what I've done for 26 years. I've never struggled in practice. I mean, after the first week of practice, we were seeing 100 patient visits. And I'm not into numbers. Everybody's got their certain capacity.
Right.
But I think if we're going to truly allow or help chiropractic move forward, people need to see more people.
Of course.
I mean, if we took everybody who practices in the United States and they just doubled their practice, we'd make twice the impact on society.
Right.
So for me, my contribution to things is just giving people an easy way to go in on Monday and really make a humongous difference. And I'm going to share what Sigafoos taught me, what I've learned from Sid Williams, but some of the more eclectic, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, and you only have you've got like a TED Talk format to do that. And so I talked to you about this before, and I know both of us are really busy, but I would love to have you just come out and do like a weekend practice management thing where we could kind of break it down and keep it real simple. I mean, basically, because I'd like to learn it myself.
Oh, yeah.
But
hey,
what?
Once a person learns how to do volume, it's just the easiest thing in the world.
I know,
and it really is one of those ideas.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ideas that it's so simple, it's ridiculous.
Right. I was at
Sig. Go ahead.
I was going to say I was at Dave Jackson's Epic thing, and somebody said that from the stage. It goes, being a chiropractor is really easy. It's just that we get so distracted. And I'm thinking to myself, it's just there's so many things, like especially me with CalJam, and my life's got kind of complicated. But I remember when I was just a chiropractor, and it was friggin' a cakewalk, dude. I mean, it's just you do what you do, and it's like there's no way people are attracted to your energy.
Oh, there's no doubt. I call it the Ralph Stevenson effect. When you have so much chiropractic in you that everything you say to a person is something about chiropractic, and you don't have to use scripts, and you don't have to use education, where you can just have meaningful conversations on every visit with a person, and you're so in tune with being there and not selling anything. You're actually, if you're going to sell anything, don't sell the actual practice.
Don't sell chiropractic.
What? Sell the principle of chiropractic.
Right.
But what's that? Yeah, exactly.
You were breaking up a little bit, but that's okay.
This is kind of funky today.
Yeah, it's all right. It's probably just Big Brother again. Can I ask you a question? Because I've asked this question a few times, and I'm getting kind of a mixed feeling on this one, and it's just because from my heart, like, I know where Sigafoos stood on a lot of things. You sent me a lot of his stuff. I've been reading the books you sent me. But number one, let's talk about vaccination. Do you feel it's a chiropractor's, I'm not saying responsibility, but do you think that, I don't even think it's a chiropractic issue. It's not a chiropractic issue, but for me, it's a humanitarian issue. And there's a part of me inside of me that wants to educate people on it, because I know there's not going to be anybody else that does that. What is your opinion on that?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm allergic to antibiotics, and so I am also allergic to vaccines. I remember when I was a kid, I got a shot and my head blew up about twice the normal size. So to me, I'm very vocal in my office about at least learning about it. I'm not taking like an anti-stance or, well, actually I do. But what my message is to people is, my gosh, educate yourself, you know?
Right.
And, I don't have much time to talk with people about it, but I'll give them resources to talk and look it up, the National Vaccine Information Center. But I definitely speak about learning about it and learning what each ingredient is, and making sure that when it comes to their family, a patient's family, make sure that they do their homework. My gosh,
Right.
And I'll say to anybody, I have a pediatrician who comes in from the local hospital, and I said the same thing. I said, honestly, we just need to do our homework. You can't deny that there's some connection. And he was like, yeah, people need to do their homework.
Right.
And so he, in one respect, he's giving them. In another respect, he's saying, people need to do their homework. So for me, I'm speaking against it.
Yeah, and I'm very vocal against it too. I mean, I've kind of gotten to a point right now in California where I don't really know what to tell people anymore because the machine has got to a point where people are pretty much mandated to get the vaccines now, and they really can't get out of it unless they have some type of medical exemption, which is going to get harder and harder to get. I can guarantee that. And then the whole homeschool thing will be out the window pretty soon too. Because when you understand the ultimate game and the big agenda, it all kind of, everything fits together, whether it's vaccination, it's GMO, it's your water, it's your food, it's your air, it's all pushing in the same direction. And I think what chiropractor, I might be just, I love life, and I want kids and children on this planet to have the same opportunities that I had, you know. I don't want them to be handed this shithole planet that none of us gave a shit about because we were all too busy watching football or Dancing with Stars and being distracted to the things or direction. So it's important for me to get people to be able to think critically. Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Because I was actually surprised about this. I was reading one of the books. What were the two books that you sent me from Sigafus? One was
one was Good
One
Medicine.
was green.
What was it?
It was a green. I think it was green, or was it blue?
Oh, jeez, I can't remember the name of that book. But the other one was Good Medicine.
Yeah, Good Medicine's a good one.
Yeah.
They're both great books. But I was kind of like blown away that he was actually even talking about nutrition in that book. I mean, I was kind of like, wow. I mean, that was like, you know, because I always consider him one of the ultimate straight chiropractors. But he also verbalized the importance of even lifestyle. I mean, where do you stand on that?
Hey, the deal is this. Sigafus was definitely into nutrition. He would buy any nutrition, try any nutrition. And the super straight people might not want to hear this, but he definitely had nutrition available in his office. Now, here's the deal. It wasn't like he was treating symptom A with vitamin A. But he was saying, hey, here's a compound that might be helpful for you. You know, like I do the same thing. I don't know. Am I a mixer? You know, I take the stuff. I take it. I have it in my office. I mean, do I treat people with it? And the answer is no. Do I say that it may enhance the function of their body? And the answer is yes.
Right.
You know, and so there's a difference between nutritional medicine and someone recommending that, hey, these compounds are, you know, useful and helpful for the body. So the deal is I've always had some type of, I used to own a nutrition store, actually. Wow. I had my chiropractic office, and then on my property, I had two buildings, and one was a nutrition store. So what happened was I needed the space in the nutrition store, so I took all those compounds that I had in there, and they're just all my favorite things. Like I do proteins, I do, you know, bulletproof coffee. But do I recommend this stuff? Do I say, hey, you need to be on these particular compounds to treat this condition? It's like, no. But the deal is this, is let's say someone comes into my office and I'm doing some really high quality upper cervical work on them. And if I gave them a pillow to take home, does that make me a mixer? You know, that I have this great work that I'm doing and I want to preserve, and I said to someone, here, I have this pillow. I don't make any money off pillows. I'm not treating anything with pillows. But so the whole mixer straight thing is really dissolving our profession quickly, and there's got to be some wiggle room for how we understand this thing. And of course, that's what I love about CalJam, is that you can take a bunch of different types of practitioners and you can bring them together on one platform. I mean, if you take all these people who are chiropractors and they went to all these different schools, they're going to have different ideas. So to hate
we're all different people.
Right. So for a super straight chiropractor to hate someone who went to LACC would be just ridiculous.
Are you talking about me?
But, you know, the deal is this, is that I don't want to hate my chiropractic brother.
No.
I mean, when Sigafus was the biggest mixer on the planet. Biggest mixer on the planet. He went to national. So when he went to the original DE, he was met with abundant love. That was the thing that actually got him, is that he was, hey, come on in, let's love you. Come on in, let's share what the principle is. But there's no judgment.
Right.
Judgment it's terrible, man.
And that's exactly the way I felt when I went to DE. I just felt abundant love there. It wasn't anybody who was making me wrong. You know, and I was into nutrition before. I mean, that's what really got me into chiropractic, was kind of a healthy lifestyle. But I said this yesterday on social media, because I was at Mother's, which is a health food store right by my house. Yeah. And I see this young couple, they're probably late 30s, early 40s, and they're talking to one of the clerks there about their mom that had cancer, and they were buying all this nutrition. I'm just thinking to myself, why do people wait till they get sick just before they start doing everything that they need to do? So, I mean, I don't look at chiropractic, as a treatment for anything either. I look at it as part of a lifestyle that incorporates people eating food. I mean, I'm not saying nutrition. I'm saying people need to get back to eating food. And I'm sure there's certain probably idiosyncrasies and diets and things that are going to be unique to specific people that we need to address as well. I think people need to move and exercise. People need to be happy and grateful and thankful and turn off their TV set. But most of all, which people don't get, is they are under tons of stress from a sedentary, ergonomically wrong lifestyle, that they need chiropractic as well. I mean, every person on the planet, not to treat a condition, not to get rid of their symptoms, but get their innate to express at a higher level. And I think if we can really deliver a message like that, like I'm speaking at the Truth About Cancer this week, and by the time this comes out, that's already happened. But I'm not going to go on there and say chiropractic treats cancer. What I'm going to say is the body heals cancer, but you need to elevate the expression of that DNA in that person by making that person as whole and so connected as possible, And that's our story, in my opinion. I mean, we all have different stories, but it's kind of like it's really simple.
Oh, I agree. That is definitely the mission, to take people and put them back into the thinking that their body is capable of healing itself if it's working properly. And there's certain things that you can do to get your body elevated and working properly. And of course, nutrition is part of it. Now, I'm an expert in chiropractic. That's what my training is, of course. That's what my degree is in. I'm no expert in nutrition, but is it okay to recommend things? Well, I think it is. I think it's very important. When you're in small town America and people look at you as their doctor, and you want to be the doctor, you might want to tell them about some high quality things that they would no chance have any ability to hear about. And they love it. And again, I don't think people walk away from my office thinking that, hey, he takes hemp oil. He's treating something with hemp oil. Right. And really, we want to be as ourselves. We want to present ourselves as a persuasive essay for chiropractic. People always ask, well, what do you do, Kevin? How do you stay fit? What is it that you eat? What supplements do you take? And I always say, this is what I do, and this is why I do what I do. And it's never anything but to enhance how your innate is going to operate within you. Right. And I think it's wonderful. Right. And I think if we take that posture, we're doing a great job. Right. And yes,
I think you hit the nail on the head there. You said it's like people look up to you as their doctor, and they see that you're vibrant and healthy and expressing a higher level than the average person, and they want to emulate what you do, and they need some guidance sometime. I mean, again, I like to do workshops. You don't do workshops in your office, huh?
Well,
because I love to teach. I mean, that's one of the things. I love it. So that's me.
Well, I guess we do a workshop, and I'll tell you what it is, and I'm with you on your workshop. Our workshop just happens to be, and we have the ability to do this because, again, it's not only me. I do all the adjusting, but it's Selena who does 6 lay lectures a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So, in essence, we are doing workshops, and they just happen to be called lay lectures, and she does one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoon.
Are those all just straight chiropractic seminars, though? Or
those are just 20-minute or 15-minute lay lectures.
And I saw that when I visited your group out there on the East Coast earlier
The
this
fellowship,
year.
yeah, the Chiropractic Fellowship of Pennsylvania, yeah. So in essence, we are doing those, and
Actually, I think I still have it recorded on my computer. Don't tell anybody though. So it's
she doesn't like anything to be put on the internet. She's
she told me. I said I'm not putting it anywhere, honey. I just want to listen to it because I mean, if you can learn how to do something faster and better, like 15 minutes is better than an hour any day, because then you can process.
Oh yeah.
Then I can go surfing a little. I've been surfing as much lately as I'd like to. I was thinking that on the way in today too.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to say how much I love you, and I mean, I wish it's a bummer that you're not closer because I know you're a person I could really hang out with, And the thing is, that's one of the beautiful things about I'm saying that because I truly do love you as a person and as a chiropractor. And I mean, when you were here, we had a good time hanging out, and I'm getting all choked up right now, man. But it's just, I wish you lived closer so we could hang out more often, and, Selena, and it's just, I'm excited to have you out for Cal Jam and your family, and it's just, I'll talk to you about some other stuff on the flip side that I'm excited about, and maybe get some guidance from you as well. We don't have time to do that because I'm on a call in 7 minutes with Stuart Warner, about some pediatric stuff. But I just want to send you my love and gratitude for you being just the amazing human being that you are, and how you really truly love your fellow human and everything that you've contributed to even me, and allowing me to kind of see a different light, which is taking the stress out of practice. So I'm going to hold you to it. You're going to come out here one weekend and we're going to do the no stress, high volume practice. How does that sound?
Oh, I'd love to. You didn't ask me who my heroes, or maybe you did, but my heroes in chiropractic, honestly, I'd have to say you're one of my heroes because you stand up for chiropractic and you put together an amazing get-together of 3,000 people or plus. And I'm going to make the most concerted effort to bring something usable and substantial for people to go back to their office with on Monday morning and make a difference. I'm going to try to compact everything I've ever learned into 30 minutes that it may inspire people like I was at DE and from Sid Williams and Sigafus. And I'm going to truly make it something special. And that's what I have to offer. And I'm going to put all my effort into that. So I just want you to know that. And I just want to say how much I love and appreciate you as well. I really do.
That's good. All right, bro. So I will see you on the flip side.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day.
My good pleasure.
Help motivate and drive chiropractors to help more people so that we ultimately can change the planet for the betterment and the future of mankind and our children.
Amen.
Love you, that one. If you can, I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right, love you, man.
See you on the red road, my friend.
All right, bro. Rock and roll.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
This is the greatest chiropractic event on the planet.
First impressions are everything, and when you walk in, you see the crowd, you see the stage set up, you hear the band.
The camaraderie was incredible, impressive, and I really felt like I was connected with my community.
Incredible. I've been to 9 out of 10 Cal Jams. The energy was through the roof, the most electric Cal Jam I've ever been to.